The silence returns before the voice does. It always does. She lies awake, staring at the faint outline of the ceiling, counting her breaths without meaning to. The clock on the nightstand glows softly in the dark, its numbers burning into her vision every time she blinks. 2:13 a.m. Too early. Her body already knows what her mind refuses to admit. She is waiting. Not for sleep, not for rest, for him. The room feels different at night now. Thicker. As if the air has learned how to listen. The curtains barely move, yet she watches them as if they might reveal something hidden behind their slow, ghost-like sway. Her heart beats louder than it should. 2:16 a.m. She swallows. This is the part she fears most. The moment before. When doubt creeps in and tells her she imagined everything. That loneliness is clever. That silence can mimic voices when it gets tired of being empty. Her fingers curl into the sheets. "Don't," she whispers to herself. The word barely leaves her lips. The clock changes. 2:17 a.m. The air shifts. Not a sound, a presence, a subtle pressure, like the room has leaned closer to her bed. Her breath catches. She doesn't move. She doesn't dare. Then, "You're awake again." The voice is closer than before. Not louder, closer. Her heart slams against her ribs, heat rushing through her chest. She exhales shakily. This time, she doesn't pretend she didn't hear it. "I couldn't sleep," she says. Her voice sounds fragile in the dark, thinner than she expected. Silence stretches. Not absence. Consideration. "You say that every night," he replies. Her throat tightens. "You remember." Another pause. "Of course I do." The simplicity of the answer unsettles her more than any threat could have. She turns onto her side, pulling the blanket higher, suddenly aware of how exposed she feels. Not physically, but internally. As if speaking to him opens something she doesn't know how to close. "Why do you only come at this hour?" she asks. The darkness seems to deepen. "Because this is when you stop lying to yourself." Her chest tightens. "That's not fair." "No," he agrees softly. "But it is accurate." She presses her lips together. Outside, a car passes in the distance. Life continues, unaware that something intimate and dangerous is unfolding in a quiet bedroom. "Do you watch me?" she asks, the question slipping out before she can stop it. This time, the silence lingers longer. When he answers, his voice is lower. "I listen." A shiver runs through her. "That's not what I asked." "Watching implies ownership," he says. "Listening implies invitation." Her fingers tremble slightly beneath the blanket. "I didn't invite you." The air near her bed feels warmer now. He is closer, not spatially, but attentively. "You spoke to me." Her breath stutters. "That doesn't mean—" "It does," he interrupts gently. "Out here, it does." Her heart races. "Out where?" Another pause. Almost careful. "Between." The word echoes in her chest, between fear and comfort, between loneliness and connection, between what she knows and what she's beginning to want. She closes her eyes. "I don't even know your name," she whispers. The darkness hums faintly, like something amused. "Names are inefficient," he says. "But you may call me what you feel." Her lips part. "That's dangerous." "Yes." She laughs quietly, a breathless, disbelieving sound. "You say that like you don't mind." "I am not the one at risk," he replies. The truth of it settles heavily between them. Her voice drops. "Why me?" This time the answer comes slower. "Waited." "Because you listen back." Her chest aches. "I'm just tired of being alone." The silence that follows is no longer neutral. It is charged. "You are not alone right now," he says quietly. Tears sting her eyes, unexpected and unwelcome. That doesn't make it better. It doesn't make it worse, either. She wipes her face with the back of her hand, embarrassed even though he cannot see her. "You don't sound like what I imagined," she admits. "What did you imagine?" "A monster," she whispers. A faint shift in the air. Something like a restrained smile. You imagined honesty, he says. Monsters don't usually offer that. Her heartbeat slows, just slightly. Then what are you? The room seems to hold its breath. I am what answers when you speak into the dark. Her breath catches. And if I stop talking? The pause is longer now. He chooses his words carefully. Then you will hear something else. Fear curls in her stomach. Something worse? Something less patient. She tightens her grip on the blanket. The clock ticks on, loud in the silence. I don't know what I'm doing, she whispers. Neither did you before you learned to speak, he replies. And yet, you learned. She exhales slowly. The night feels different now. Not empty, not safe, but aware. I'll talk, she says quietly. For now. The darkness leans closer. That is enough, he replies. For tonight. Her eyes flutter closed, exhaustion finally pulling her under. As sleep takes her, one final thought drifts through her mind. Heavy, undeniable. She is no longer afraid of the voice. She is afraid of the silence that might follow if it ever stops answering. And somewhere, just beyond the edge of her dreams, something listens. Pleased. She doesn't realize she's fallen asleep. There is no sharp edge between waking and dreaming anymore. The transition has softened, blurred. Like the world itself is losing definition at night. She becomes aware of him before she opens her eyes. Not his voice, his nearness. The space inside her head feels occupied, but not crowded. As if something has settled into the quiet and decided to stay still. You drifted, he murmurs. Her eyelids flutter open. The room is darker now. The moon has shifted, casting new shapes along the walls. The shadows no longer frighten her. They feel familiar, arranged. How long was I asleep? She asks. Long enough for your guard to lower. Her throat tightens. That sounds like a warning. It is an observation. She turns onto her back, staring up. I dreamed, she says slowly. Yes. You were there. I know. Her fingers tense. That wasn't comforting. A pause. Dreams are where you stop editing yourself, he replies. They reveal what you are trying not to want. Her heart begins to race again. I don't like the way you say things. You like that I say them honestly. She exhales sharply. Tell me what you are, she says again. Not in riddles. Not half answers. The silence stretches, heavy considering. If I tell you now, he says, you will try to categorize me. And that's bad? It will make you feel safer than you should. Her jaw tightens. You keep deciding what I can handle. Because I am listening to the parts of you that you ignore. Her pulse thunders. That doesn't give you the right. You are still speaking to me, he interrupts quietly. The truth of it cuts deep. She closes her eyes again, frustrated. I don't know why I trust you. You don't, he says. Not fully. Then why does it feel like this? She whispers. The air near her chest warms subtly. Because trust is not what is forming, he replies. Attachment is. Her breath catches. That's worse. Yes. The honesty leaves her defenseless. She rolls onto her side, hugging the pillow against her chest like a shield. Do you talk to others? She asks. The question is sharp, sudden. The darkness stills. No. Relief washes through her before she can stop it. She hates herself for that. Why not? Because most people scream when they hear me. Her stomach twists. And I didn't. No. Does that make me special? The pause is longer now. It makes you compatible. The word lingers, intimate and unsettling. She swallows. Compatible with what? The answer comes low. With being heard back. Her breath grows shallow. You make it sound like a contract. All attention is, he replies. Most humans just pretend it isn't. Her thoughts spiral. Do you want something from me? The room feels closer. The silence thickens. Eventually, fear sparks. What? Permission. Her fingers dig into the pillow. For what? A careful pause. To stay. Her chest aches painfully at how simple the word sounds, and how enormous it feels. You're already here. For now. She squeezes her eyes shut. If I say no, then this ends. And if I say yes. The pause is deliberate. Then it begins. Her heart pounds so loudly she wonders if he can hear it. Why me? She asks again, softer now. This time his answer is different. Because you are empty in a very specific way. Tears slip silently down her temple. That's cruel. No, he says. Cruelty would be exploiting it without awareness. She laughs bitterly. And this isn't exploitation? This is disclosure. Her breathing slows, exhaustion creeping back in. You talk like you're ancient. I am older than your fear, he replies. Older than loneliness? A pause. No, he says quietly. Loneliness is very old. Something in his tone shifts. Almost reflective. Do you feel it too? She asks. Loneliness? The answer comes softer than ever. Not in the way you do. Then how? As distance. The word echoes painfully. She presses her face into the pillow. I hate the nights, she whispers. No, he corrects. You hate the waiting. Her body relaxes despite herself. Will you come tomorrow? Another pause. Do you want me to? Her mouth opens, then closes. This is the moment. She knows it. The first real choice. I shouldn't, she says. But you do. Her chest tightens. Yes. The darkness settles. Satisfied. Then I will answer again, he says. When you speak. Sleep finally pulls her under. Deeper, heavier than before. And somewhere, far beyond her room, something ancient stirs. Sensing that a line has been crossed. Not loudly, not dramatically, but deliberately. She wakes just before dawn. Not abruptly, not afraid, but with the unmistakable sensation that something has already been watching her for a while. The room is dim, washed in the soft gray of early morning. The clock on the nightstand blinks weakly. 5:41 a.m. Too late for dreams, too early for comfort. Her body feels heavy, not tired, but settled, as if the night has left a residue behind. She sits up slowly, pressing a hand to her chest. Her heartbeat is steady, calm, too calm. Are you still here? She whispers. The silence that answers her is different. Not empty, not responsive. It is full. I did not leave, he replies. Her breath catches. You never said you would stay past the night. You did not ask me to leave. A chill slips down her spine. She swings her legs over the side of the bed, her bare feet touching the cold floor. The sensation grounds her, reality reasserting itself in small, fragile ways. That feels important, she says quietly. It is. She stands and walks toward the mirror. Her reflection meets her gaze. Familiar, unchanged. And yet, something in her eyes feels deeper, heavier with awareness. You said there would be consequences. The pause that follows is careful. Yes. Her fingers curl around the edge of the sink. What are they? The night now recognizes you. Her stomach tightens. That doesn't mean anything. Not yet. She looks back at the bed. The pillow is slightly indented, as if someone else had been there. Her pulse quickens. I live alone, she whispers. You did, he corrects. Her throat tightens. You said you weren't physical. I said I was restrained. The distinction lands hard. She steps back, heart racing. You were here when I slept. Yes. You watched me. A pause. I listened. The room seems smaller now, more aware. Her voice trembles. What changed? The answer comes low. You answered me. Her phone buzzes suddenly on the nightstand. She flinches, startled by the intrusion of the ordinary. A message notification. Unknown number. Her hands shake as she picks it up. The screen lights up. Unknown contact. Did you sleep well? Her blood runs cold. That wasn't you, she whispers. The silence that follows is no longer calm. It is alert. No, he says slowly. That was not me. Her heart begins to pound. Then who? Someone else noticed, he interrupts. The shadows in the room seem to shift subtly, stretching just a little too far along the walls. You are no longer speaking into the dark alone, he continues. Others are listening now. Her breath shakes. What do they want? The pause is heavy. What all unanswered things want, he says. To be invited. She stares at the phone, the message glowing softly. Another vibration. Another text. Unknown contact. You said yes last night. Tears sting her eyes. I didn't mean this, she whispers. The presence around her sharpens. Protective. Focused. I know, he says. But the night does not distinguish intention. Her chest tightens painfully. What do I do? The answer comes with absolute certainty. You stop speaking to anything but me. The shadows press closer. The phone vibrates again in her trembling hand. And as the screen lights up for the third time, one final truth settles over her like a cold veil. She did not just invite a voice. She opened a door. And now something else is waiting for her answer.